Gentlemen, we need to have a very serious conversation about value, about cost, and about the lies we tell ourselves in the dark. We live in an era that has successfully marketed the idea of the free lunch. In the digital world, we are told that apps are free, social media is free, information is free. But we know the truth. If the product is free, you are the product. Your data, your attention, your soul is the currency. This same deceptive marketing has infected the sexual marketplace. Since the sexual revolution of the 1960s and accelerated by the dating apps of the 2010s, men have been sold a specific fantasy. The fantasy goes like this. You no longer need to be a husband. You no longer need to be a provider. You no longer need to sign a contract. You can simply go out into the world, swipe a screen, meet a woman, have a consensual, recreational, sexual encounter, and walk away free of charge. For the older man, the man over 45, the man who has built wealth, the man who has a legacy, this fantasy is not just a lie. It is a trap. It is a bear trap hidden under a pile of leaves. You look at the free sex option and you compare it to the alternatives. You think, well, marriage is expensive. I could lose half my assets. Prostitution is illegal or stigmatized. I don't want to be a John. So, casual dating is the smart financial move. It's the loophole. I am here to tell you that there is no loophole. The universe does not allow for debts to go unpaid. Free sex for the older man is historically and practically the most expensive commodity on the planet. It is expensive because the currency is not always dollars. The currency is time. The currency is dignity. The currency is cortisol. The currency is reputation. The currency is vital life force. In this manifesto, we are going to perform a forensic audit of the casual sex lifestyle for men over 50. We are going to expose the hidden invoice that arrives 3 months, 6 months, or 5 years after the act. We are going to dismantle the myth that you can get something for nothing, and we are going to prove with brutal logic why the chase for free sex is actually a form of self-sabotage that keeps high-value men stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Put down your phone, close the dating apps, and listen to the cost of admission. Let's begin with the cold hard numbers. Men love to claim they don't pay for sex. It is a point of pride. I'm not a trick. I'm a player. But let's look at the marketplace dynamics. If you are a 55-year-old man and you want to attract a 28-year-old or 35-year-old woman for a casual relationship, what is the value exchange? Unless you are George Clooney or a famous rock star, you are not trading on your youth. You are not trading on your looks alone. You are trading on lifestyle. Women are hyper-aware of their market value. A young, beautiful woman knows that her time is scarce. She knows she has options. Why would she spend a Friday night with a 55-year-old man instead of a 28-year-old athletic man? Because the 55-year-old man offers access. Access to better restaurants, access to better wine, access to very important person tables, access to vacations, access to a world she cannot afford on her own salary. So you go on the date, the Uber Black 80, the dinner at NOU 300. The drinks afterwards 150. The hotel because you can't go to her place with roommates 400. You have just spent nearly 1,000 for a chance at sex. And here is the kicker. It is not guaranteed. She might have a headache. She might just want a foodie call, a free meal. You are gambling. If you do this every weekend, you are spending $4,000 to $5,000 a month on dating operations. That is $60,000 a year. For that price, you could have bought a Porsche. You could have invested in Bitcoin. You could have traveled the world first class. Instead, you spent it on what? Conversation. You didn't enjoy listening to her talk about her ex-boyfriend pretending to care about her Instagram drama. This is called the lifestyle subsidy. You are subsidizing her lifestyle in exchange for the possibility of intimacy. When you compare this to the professional option, escorts, the math is laughable. The professional charges a fixed fee. No talking required, no dinner required, no drama required. The civilian charges a variable fee that is often 5 times or 10 times higher, paid in installments of sushi and handbags. The older man thinks he is winning because he didn't hand over cash directly. But his bank account knows the truth. He is hemorrhaging resources to maintain a sugar daddy light arrangement that he refuses to admit is transactional. He is a shadow sponsor, and shadow sponsors always pay the highest premiums. Now we move from the financial to the psychological. The cost here is steeper. We must talk about dignity. There is nothing more tragic than an older man trying to convince a younger woman that he is still cool. To obtain free sex in the modern market, you have to compete in the attention economy. Young women live on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Their language is memes. Their currency is clout to enter her world. The older man often debases himself. He starts dressing younger. He wears skinny jeans that don't fit his frame. He wears t-shirts with logos of bands he doesn't listen to. He dyes his beard weird colors. He starts using slang. No cap. Bet. Riz coming from a 50-year-old mouth. These words sound like nails on a chalkboard. This is the dancing bear syndrome. In the old circuses, they would make a bear dance for the amusement of the crowd. The bear wasn't dancing because it wanted to. It was dancing for a treat. The older man dancing in the club, buying bottles, trying to look lit. He is the dancing bear. The woman is not laughing with him. She is laughing at him. Or at best, she is tolerating him because he is paying for the table. She sends texts to her friends. OMG, this old guy is so cringe, but he's buying everything. Come through. You are trading your authority, your wisdom, and your gravity. The very things that make a man a king for the role of a jester. You are suppressing your true self. You can't talk about politics, history, or business because she will get bored. So, you dumb yourself down. You talk about astrology. You talk about celebrities. Every time you dumb down to get laid, you pay a dignity tax. You cut away a piece of your soul. Deep down, you know she doesn't respect you. You know that if the money stopped, she would be gone in 60 seconds. Is the sex worth the feeling of being a fraud? Is the orgasm worth the humiliation of being S with gray hair? The sovereign man values his dignity more than his libido. He refuses to dance. Let's discuss the biology of the older male. Nature is cruel. Nature does not care about your ego. In your 20s, you are a renewable energy source. You could drink all night, have sex 3 times, sleep 2 hours, and run a marathon. In your 50s, you are a battery with a limited number of cycles. Free sex, meaning the chase, the date, the act, the aftermath, is physically exhausting. Let's look at the cortisol spikes. Meeting a new partner creates performance anxiety. Will I get hard? Will I last? Does my body look okay? Is she judging my stomach? This anxiety releases cortisol and adrenaline. For an older man, chronic cortisol is a killer. It raises blood pressure. It kills testosterone. It causes belly fat. You are stressing your heart to impress a stranger. Then let's talk about the blue pill tax, Viagra Cialis. Many older men rely on pharmaceuticals to participate in the hookup culture. These pills are not candy. They are vasodilators. They put strain on the cardiovascular system. They cause headaches, congestion, flushed skin. You are literally risking a stroke or a heart attack to perform a biological function that, let's be honest, is mediocre without love. And finally, the energy drain. In Taoism, they speak of Jing, vital essence. They believe that excessive ejaculation, especially without love connection, drains a man's life force. Whether you believe the mysticism or not, you feel the physical reality. The day after a casual hookup, you are tired. Your brain fog is heavy. You skip the gym. You are less sharp in your business meetings. The recovery window for a 50-year-old is 3 to 4 days, so for 30 minutes of pleasure, you sacrifice 3 days of peak performance. If you are a high V-value man, your time is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars an hour. You just traded $10,000 worth of productivity for a sexual encounter. From a biological and productivity standpoint, this is a terrible trade. We must address the elephant in the room, the legal risk. We live in the era of Me Too. We live in the era of Believe All Women. We live in a society where the definition of consent is becoming fluid and retroactive. When you engage in free sex, meaning bringing a stranger into your private life without a clear contract, you are playing Russian roulette with your life. If you are a man of means, you own a business, you have a reputation, you have assets, you are a target. There is a subset of women who target older, wealthy men not for relationships but for settlements. Scenario: you meet a woman on an app, you have a few dates, it seems consensual, you have sex, then you want to break it off. You ghost her. She gets angry. Suddenly the narrative changes. I felt pressured, I was drunk. He didn't listen when I said wait. She posts on social media. She contacts your employer. She contacts your ex-wife. Or worse, she files a police report. Even if you are 100% innocent, the accusation alone is a nuclear bomb. The legal fees to defend yourself will cost $50,000 to $100,000. The damage to your reputation is permanent. Google never forgets. When you hire a professional, the transaction is clear. Discretion is part of the service. When you date a civilian casually, there is no NDA, non-disclosure agreement. There is no discretion. You are handing a loaded gun to a stranger and hoping she doesn't pull the trigger when she gets emotional. Is free sex worth the risk of losing your company? Is it worth the risk of being paraded in the media as a predator? The risk premium on casual sex for high net worth men is higher than it has ever been in human history. The smart money stays out of the casino. This section is for those who understand that the world is more than just matter. We must talk about energy. Sex is a spiritual exchange. Even if you are an atheist, you know that you absorb the mood of the people you are around. When you sleep with someone, you are not just mixing bodies, you are mixing psyches. You are opening your energetic field to theirs. Who are the women who are willing to have casual sex with older men? Often they are women in chaos, women with daddy issues, women with trauma, women with financial desperation, women with substance abuse problems, women who are running from themselves. When you enter them, you absorb that chaos. Have you ever noticed that after a hookup with a chaotic woman, you feel anxious for no reason? You feel depressed. You feel ungrounded. You have caught the mind virus. You are a man of order. You have built your life on discipline and stability. She is a creature of entropy. When you bring her into your bed, you are inviting entropy into your order. She is an energy vampire. She feeds on your stability to calm herself down. But you get nothing but her anxiety. You find yourself worrying about her problems. You find yourself trying to save her. You become her therapist. You become her emotional tampon. You are paying for the sex with your peace of mind. And peace of mind is the one thing you cannot buy back once it is lost. The older man realizes that his energy field is his sanctuary. He stops letting dirty shoes walk on his clean carpet. He stops letting chaotic spirits enter his temple. Let's look at the opportunity cost. Economics teaches us that the cost of something is not just what you pay, but what you gave up to get it. The pursuit of free sex is a time vampire. Let's calculate the hours. Swiping on Tinder, Bumble, 5 hours a week. Texting, wash, flirting, 3 hours a week. The date prep plus travel plus dinner plus sex to 8 hours. The recovery brain fog distraction 4 hours. That is nearly 20 hours a week. That is a part-time job. What could a man of your experience and capability do with 20 hours of focused deep work? You could write your memoir. You could double your business revenue. You could get into the best shape of your life. You could learn a new language. You could mentor your son. Napoleon Hill, in his study of successful men, identified sexual transmutation as the secret to genius. He found that men who wasted their energy chasing women rarely achieved greatness. Greatness came to men who took that sexual drive and channeled it into a purpose. When you chase free sex, you are leaking your potential. You are taking the steam that could drop a locomotive and letting it whistle out of a tiny hole. You are trading your legacy for a momentary release. At 50, you are in the fourth quarter of the game. The clock is ticking. Do you want to be remembered as the guy who slept with a lot of random women? Or do you want to be remembered as the man who built something that lasted? You cannot do both. The energy required for the chase consumes the energy required for the creation. So what is the solution? Does the older man become a monk? Does he die sexless? No. That is binary thinking. The solution is intentionality. The solution is to stop chasing free and start paying for value. There are two honorable paths for the sovereign man. Path A, the committed relationship. You find a woman of quality, a woman close to your age or mature enough to understand you, a woman with her own assets, her own stability. You pay the price of commitment. You give her your loyalty. In exchange, you get intimacy, you get care, you get a witness to you get safety. This is a fair trade. High cost but high reward. Path B, the honest transaction. If you only want variety in sex, be honest about it. Stop trying to trick civilians into sleeping with you. If you live in a jurisdiction where it is legal, hire a professional, or be a sugar daddy explicitly. Why is this better? Because it is honest. There is a contract. I give you X, you give me Y. No emotions, no dancing bear routine, no pretending to care about her cat, no risk of her moving in. You pay with money, which is renewable. Instead of paying with time and soul, which are non-renewable, path C, strategic celibacy, monk mode. You decide that for a season your mission is more important than your dick. You channel all that energy into your health and wealth. You will be amazed at how powerful you become when you are not constantly thirsty. The mistake, the fatal mistake, is the middle path, the free sex path. It is the path of the liar, the manipulator, and the fool. Gentlemen, it is time to grow up. The fantasy of the playboy at 60 is a marketing gimmick sold to you by people who want you to stay weak. They want you swiping, they want you spending, they want you distracted. Realize that free is a trap. Realize that everything has a cost. And realize that at this stage of your life, you cannot afford the hidden invoice of casual sex. Your dignity is too expensive to sell for a one-night stand. Your time is too short to waste on boring dates. Your peace is too valuable to trade for chaos. Stop looking for the discount bin. Either buy the premium product commitment, hire the contractor transaction, or build the temple alone sovereignty. But do not think you can beat the house. The house always wins. And the man who chases free sex always ends up paying with his soul. Be a king, not a beggar. Keep your wallet closed, your zipper up, and your eyes on the horizon.